My sister demanded I kick my 19-year-old daughter out of our home so her deadbeat boyfriend could move in. My mother, who owned the house, fully agreed and gave us a 30-day eviction notice. They thought they held all the power and could leave my child homeless. They didn't know I was about to secretly buy the entire property in cash and throw them both out into the street instead. Rachel leaned against my kitchen counter. She crossed her arms and offered a smug smile. Sophie's an adult now. She should get her own place, she announced. Her boyfriend of 3 months, Derek, had just been evicted for not paying rent. Rachel decided my daughter's bedroom was the perfect solution. I reminded her that Sophie was a full-time college student and this was her home. Rachel laughed. Her eyes were cold. Actually, it's Mom's house, and she agrees with me, she smirked. Sophie needs to move out. My blood went ice cold. Legally, the house was still in my mother's name. I had moved in after a brutal divorce 15 years ago. I had paid her $1,800 every month without fail. I renovated the entire kitchen. I replaced the rotting roof out of my own pocket. I called my mother, praying for a shred of sanity. Family helps family. My mom dismissed me coldly over the phone. Derek deserves a second chance. Sophie is smart. She can figure it out. She spoke to me like I was a tool. I hung up and sat in dead silence. I checked my bank records. I had paid my mother over $300,000 for a house she bought for $180,000. I called my lawyer to see if I had any legal rights to the equity. He pulled the county records and found something that made my heart stop. My mother had secretly taken out a massive second mortgage 8 years ago. She was 3 months delinquent. A formal foreclosure notice had been issued last week. The bank was exactly 60 days away from taking full possession of the property. I didn't cry. I didn't beg them for mercy. I called the bank's foreclosure department directly. I offered a full cash buyout to cover the $98,000 owed. I used the college fund and overtime savings I had carefully built up over a decade. They accepted my offer immediately. The paperwork was processed and completed within 48 hours. The deed was officially transferred and recorded with the county clerk. I was the sole legal owner of the property. I called my mother first. She answered the phone with a breezy tone. "I bought your house," I said. Complete. Suffocating silence echoed on the line. I told her the deed was in my name, the county records were public, and she no longer had any control. "You have 30 days to remove your belongings from my property," I stated clearly. "You're kicking me out?" She gasped, her voice trembling. "Family helps family." I echoed her exact words right back to her. I hung up the phone. I called Rachel next. "I own the house now," I told her plainly. "Mom was in foreclosure. You are officially evicted." Rachel showed up at my front door that night. She pounded fiercely on the wood. Derek stood awkwardly behind her. I opened the door just a crack, keeping the heavy steel chain securely in place. I looked directly into my sister's desperate, tear-stained face. All her arrogance had evaporated. "Please," Rachel sobbed loudly. "We have nowhere to go. I'm your sister." I looked at the man she tried to replace my daughter with. "You wanted to make my child homeless for a man you barely know," I whispered. "Now you get to experience exactly what that feels like." I closed the heavy door in her face. I slid the deadbolt into place with a loud click. I listened to Rachel cry on the porch before Derek finally led her away. My mother called me hysterically, screaming that I was vindictive and cruel. I told her I was just being a protective parent, something she forgot how to do. I blocked both of their numbers forever. I walked upstairs and found my daughter sitting safely on her bed. She asked if they were really gone. I smiled, kissed her forehead, and promised her no one would ever force her out of her home again.